Yo, what's up, Ace of Base? Hope everyone is having a nice day. Hope everyone is having a nice day. Today we are going to combine Paleotrex and Crashbar, two of my favorite representations of the fossilizers and the Junkions. So very, very cool stuff. Yeah, if this is, excuse me, one second while I clear my throat. Excuse me. If this is your first time joining us, I just wanted to say welcome. And if this is not your first time, then welcome back and welcome front. You know what we do on this channel. Mostly it's fan modes like you see over here. And today's not going to be any different. Sometimes we do unboxings and yada yada, a couple of other things. But yeah, today it's going to be a fan mode. And while I put this stuff together, just wanted to let you know that it's going to be an abbreviated fan mode, meaning like I've not taken apart one leg. I'm using it as a stencil to guide me as I create this other piece. And so, yeah, while I do that, I'll just kind of talk you guys through. I will also assume that you are familiar enough with the fossilizers and Junkions that I don't need to describe this as a calf of Paleotrex like this, you know? And so, yeah, okay. So I'm just going to make a couple of assumptions. And so we're going to connect that to the Crashbar leg like so. And, oh, by the way, again, if you're new, I just wanted to say that all the ad revenue that we generate on the channel from you watching those annoying ads, I know. They go a long way because they contribute towards charity. We support unbound.org and kiva.org. And so I appreciate your patience in watching all of those videos, okay? I really, really do. Okay. I did take a picture with my other camera in case I'm kind of lost, but I'll walk you through this again. This is the, what is it? The axe bit, right? The dino hip connector for Paleotrex, and we're going to be using it as kind of like a hip connector over here. So I feel like that's pretty appropriate and cool. You can see we have the two legs already formed. We have the calf, and we're using that as the thigh. We have Crashbar's shins. And the orange bits, even though they're not quite required, they do act as heel stabilizers in the event that our man gets a little bit wobbly. And then from here, we're going to take the entire Paleotrex torso and we're going to pop that on. And you can see there's a bit of a clearance issue over here, so we're just going to arch the legs back, and that's okay. We're going to add this bit as a tail, so he has a nice little pokey sharp tail on the back, and then you can see this is the axe gimmick, you know, that we often see in fossilizer builds. Yeah, Paleotrex I think is my favorite fossilizer. Did I mention that? I think he's like the Mario of sorry for those squeaks. I feel like he's the Mario of the fossilizers, meaning like he's kind of good at everything. He's a little bit, he can be a torso, he can be a limb, he can be accessories, all sorts of great stuff. Okay, so for the next part, we're composing the shoulders, and we're taking the saddlebag of Crashbar, and we're taking his arm, and we're making sure that the small hole is faced upward. And you can see that I have a tiny little piece of paper in here. Can I get that out? Okay, and why that's there is this fit is okay, but it's a tiny bit loose. And so, you know, I don't actually need to use all of this. You can just use a tiny piece, and you can just have it in like one corner. And you can just put that in there, and then the fit is much tighter. It's tighter now, and it won't like rock around as much anymore. Rock around the clock. Rock around the crock. My Asian tongue getting in the way. Rock around the crock. Oh no, what's up the crock? Yeah, one of the members of the channel who often drops some great comments. And all right, like that, right? Those are two of the shoulders. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna plug that in. I don't know why the Asian tongue still gets me. Dude, I grew up like almost the entirety of my life in America, and I speak like an American without really an accent, but I think it's because I'm bilingual, that Asian tongue sometimes comes on. Like, oh, Praga. I mentioned that on the channel before. Also, the placement of the, what was I going to say? The exhausts are going to be slightly different because the legs are shaped differently. And also he has this weird, like for some reason, the height is not exactly the same when I'm trying to do this with the legs. And so you can see that one of the legs have a slight little crook, but it doesn't really matter. All that matters is you're having fun with your toys, my boys and gals. Okay, so we're taking the entirety of the Crashbar torso, and we're going to add the little Paleotrex buckler on one of the shoulders over here. And you know what somebody told me? So see how his face right now is being is used as a fist? Somebody on the IG called it, he is literally face palming. I was like, that's so good. That's so good. Face palm, get it? Then we're going to connect that right here, like so. And then we're going to compose the other arm. So we're going to take one of the P-Trex claws, and then we're going to plug that into the tail. And if you want, you can have like the tail wedged, not wedged, but spaced between two of the claws right there. And then we have the final claw plugged in to the little hole on the wrist over here. And so this, here, let me show you really quick. Did I have that there? I think I had that there. So the arm looks okay, you know, but I know some people might be like, well, the functionality is missing. And I mean, that can be argued, but you can just turn it right there. And then you can, well, actually, you might even be able to do this. Although I don't like the way the sculpt looks right now, like that. Yeah, I mean, I suppose if excuse me, if you wanted more of the elbow bend, I suppose you could do that. But also, I kind of don't like the way it looks back here. I feel like I would rather have it here, but then this kind of presents some issues. Give me a second. Let me check out. Let me check on my photos really quick. I think in the photos, I actually have it plugged into the fist. Yeah, I have it like that. And that's fine, but still, I don't like the way this looks. So I'm going to return it back to the way I had it. Which is like that. You guys hear that right now? I had some almonds, and there's some almond bits left, like chunks left in my mouth, and I'm like slowly chewing them, and I can hear them. It's just like, dude, is this how I did it? Hold up. This is on my other phone, by the way. It's Devastator. Yeah, that's kind of how I had it. Oh, but I do see that this is flipped like that. And so it's a little bit more streamlined like that. You know what? I like it like that, so I'm going to keep it like that. And it looks like it was plugged into the fist. But this does present a problem here because this little nub, this little button, is kind of in the way of it sitting flush. And down here, that's too low. Oh, what? There's these little things that bug me. How did I negotiate? Okay. Well, it looks like the way I did it is I had it sitting behind the nub, which does kind of impede the arm motion going forward, but whatever, dude. And then last but not least, we add the chest press on the front. And you're pretty much done, son. And you can arch out the arms so they match on both sides. Then you set him down, and he looks like this, an evil clown. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. So that's our guy right there, P-Trex and Crashbar. And if you have these bits or any variety of their mold, well, actually, there's only one Crashbar mold right now. You can do this at home. You can have a lot of fun. You could even put on a little battle mask if you wanted to be all business and look all like crazy. And yeah, and have yourself a good time, friends. Cool? Well, let's talk again another time, and I appreciate you tuning in. And again, really, really do appreciate your generous donation of time. It goes a long way in helping impoverished folks throughout the world, because right now we're sitting pretty just chilling at home with our running water, electricity, YouTube, and internet and stuff, and some people are having difficulty getting food. So this helps a lot as part of the global community. Okay, this dude wants to come apart. You can see the anima's leaving him, right? All right, I'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye-bye.